We are back again. There's a lot I could react to in that segment because there's so much awesome stuff, but we don't have time. We got big things to talk about. Finally, the moment that folks have waited for.
Yes.
Let's talk about 2v8. And with me
Please.
now is Justin Brown, our product director. You are in the midst of a Two Justin show. That is a rare thing. It's not that rare. You guys are all over the place. But let's get into it. So I know you're looking to find out more details about 2v8. We're excited to tell you about them. We revealed it at the anniversary.
They're going to talk about cross
of
progression
BBD
in a little bit
months
here.
ago, but we're still cooking. We couldn't
It comes out
talk
Monday,
about
though.
everything in detail at the time. Now we can. So that's what we're here to do today. So let's kick it off with the most basic of info. When can people play 2v8?
Of course. And we don't have to wait all that long. I've seen people mentioning this in the chat. Not sure how they know already, but Thursday, July 25th, 2v8 will start. So next week, next Thursday. As we mentioned originally, it is a limited time event, so it will run for 2 weeks at least, making it end on August 8th.
Yeah, just hold on. We'll get into that later too about it being limited. We know people got thoughts. Just hold on. We got a lot of details to get into. So
Right.
if people didn't catch the
They
anniversary
said it
broadcast,
wasn't
give us a
permanent.
refresher on the team's
Well,
goals
they said it
with
would-
2v8 and what they can expect from the brand new mode.
Yeah, absolutely. So first, we wanted it to be very different from a standard trial. We really wanted to focus on sort of fun, chaotic experience, something that was more like a party mode in Dead by Daylight. So with that, we really wanted to highlight those sort of social and teamwork elements in Dead by Daylight. And we made some adjustments. Just to keep
I
that
only see 6
action
survivors.
fast-paced, make working together as a team of killers or survivors as dynamic as possible. We did, in fact, also drop a trailer yesterday. So most of you have probably seen it. For those that haven't, let's watch it again.
Oh,
Get
good.
hype.
Oh, good. Why only 2 weeks? So they want to make adjustments to it based on community feedback and stuff like that. They also want to add, I know they want to add more killers too. Yeah, it's going to be they plan on it being permanent from what I understand, but it was never meant to be permanent right away. They said on the anniversary stream that they were going to have it come out, take it away for a little bit, like add new killers, make adjustments, re-add it again. And then once they have like the final version, then I think it'll be permanent. I miss Chaos Shuffle too. So they said they're doubling the map size too, right? So maps are going to be like giant.
Hell yeah. The music in that got me so hype. It's got like, I know you couldn't hear it because we're in the studio, but like 80s slasher vibes. So shout out to the folks who put that trailer together. But back to the mode. Let's get into the details. I'll kick us off. So in 2v8, we've got 13 generators. Survivors need to repair 8 of them.
8 gens.
This first iteration of the mode is coming with 5 maps, but they are supersized versions of existing maps. So larger versions of maps you already know. And now Justin's going to walk us through a lot of the nitty-gritty with some helpful infographics along the way.
Okay.
Yes, of course. So first things first, we really wanted to drive up the fast-paced, sort of chaotic element of this mode. As a result, one of the things that do not exist in this mode, you may have noticed from the trailer, are hooks. We do not have hooks in this mode. Instead, down survivors in 2v8 are sent to a cage, much like Pyramid Head's
Just
tower.
step on them.
And survivors will be
20
sacrificed after
chests.
3 cage states.
Ooh.
Next, survivors will also be able to self-heal after 2 cage states. So when you're on sort of death cage,
Oh,
so
you
to
can heal
speak,
yourself
you can
automatically.
self-heal.
That's cool.
On the counter side to that, survivors who have not yet been caged have their aura revealed to both killers every time a generator pops.
Oh.
And also note, just for all of you survivors out there, that when you uncage a survivor, the killers do not receive a loud noise notification in this mode, so you have a little bit of breathing room to regroup, sort of heal your teammate and move on.
I like that.
And then finally, there are no perks in 2v8. Instead, survivors
that
have
too.
classes in this mode, which
Yep.
which will make them embody a specific role. And then killers each have their own unique team power.
Okay, so
Team
slipping
power.
in kind of the big stuff at the end there. So let's focus on that. So no perks in 2v8. So how does the gameplay, which is usually built around those perks, how's it differ in this mode?
Yeah, so survivors having a class, it means that you have a sort of predefined gameplay objective to help your team, more or less. And it's very different from regular sort of DBD because your classes, you can see your own class, all of your teammates' classes right in the lobby. You can continue to see them in the match. It's shown on the HUD. So you know what to sort of expect from each player as you're going into the match, how they're going to play, or at least how they should play to be the most effective.
Interesting.
For the killer side of things, it's more about just understanding what your unique killer's team power is and how to best leverage that.
Team power.
Team powers. You're queuing up everything for me. Thank you. So let's speak about classes. Let's talk about those. So survivor classes are guide, medic, escapist, and scout. Tell me more.
That's exactly right. First things first, it's important to note any survivor can be any class. You can switch your class. Doesn't matter which survivor you are. They are not bound to a specific survivor. So then, talk about the 4 unique ones. Of course, first we have medic. Medic, pretty self-explanatory. They're all about healing. They can see the aura of injured teammates. They also get great buffs when healing teammates.
Okay.
After that, we have the guide, which is all about generators. They do see the aura of some generators, and they provide cooperative bonuses when repairing generators with teammates. Next is the scout. It's all about collecting and gathering intel, being a little bit sneaky, stealth.
See the killer's aura.
Does have the killer's aura revealed to them if the killer damages a generator or breaks a pallet. They also crouch walk faster, that stealth element. And they also have this really great ability where anytime a scout player has line of sight on a killer, that killer's aura is revealed to the rest of the team. It cannot be overstated how valuable this can be.
That's kind of
to
crazy.
the rest of your team.
Holy shit.
And then last but not least, for those who love the chase, the escapist. The escapist, of course, sees the auras of vault locations and pallets.
Faster running
They
speed. Yeah,
also
what?
Run faster while injured. And they have a sprint burst-like mechanic where they get a speed boost when they run, which is also applied to any teammates within a certain radius.
Is there exhaustion?
Very interesting.
Nice.
How
I
does
love
that
those-
work?
those team boosts are so cool. Okay, that's the survivor side. On the killer side, you mentioned there's killer powers. We'll get into that. So the first iteration of 2v8, which is coming next week, as we just mentioned, it's coming with 5 original killers that people can choose from. We're already planning to be adding more in additional iterations.
Everyone's going to be an
of 2v8.
escapist? Yeah,
We're
exactly.
starting with 5. The Trapper, the Wraith, Huntress, Hillbilly, and the Nurse.
Yes, of course. And so as a killer, you finally have somebody to partner up with, which is huge. It's a big change. And we wanted to infuse them with abilities that would sort of reflect this new reality.
Look at those
and also
besties.
to make each of them have actual powers that sort of make sense in this chaotic environment. We also did slight balance tweaks for each of the killers to sort of make them play better in this mode. So
Okay.
to achieve this last part, of course, we did a few base kit changes. It's mostly drawing inspiration from existing add-ons, just sort of buffing or nerfing specific killers when it made the most
Faster
sense.
trap
They're pretty
setting.
subtle
Okay.
tweaks, but they really help them shine in this mode.
Makes your
And
teammate
then we get
under.
into the team abilities. This is something brand new for each of these killers. It's a really exciting way for these killers to cooperate with their teammates. As an example, the Trapper, every time he sets a trap, his teammate gets a speed boost.
Nice.
The
here, let me-
Wraith,
I'm gonna
if the Wraith
turn
is
my
cloaked
webcam off
within
here.
a certain proximity of his teammate will also get undetectable. The Huntress, each time she hits a survivor with a hatchet,
This is
that
cool.
survivor's aura is revealed to her teammate, which is pretty interesting. The Hillbilly, whenever he is chainsaw sprinting, survivors within a certain distance of him will become exposed.
Really?
And then last but not least, the Nurse gets an additional blink. Each
She
time
gets
she's
an
within a certain
additional
radius of
blink?
her teammate.
Oh, hell yeah. That is so cool. It's so fresh and different from the...
Oh,
the
Mega
core
Blink
mode, so
Nurse is back.
Thank you, Justin, for the detail. Can I queue up with a friend to play Killer? And obviously, can I queue up with a friend with 7 friends to play Survivor
Yes.
in 2v8?
All right, I appreciate the softball as the first one. The answer is easy, yes and yes. Of course, it was very important to us always that this mode features teamwork.
They're doing
It's the first time
cross-progression
we've ever been
talk
able to
shortly
play
here.
together with a friend as a killer. It was mandatory. It's there. You're going to be able to play with your killer friend if you have one friend to play killer with.
If you have one
7
friend.
friends to play Dead by Daylight, I do not.
Can't
If you
relate to
do
this.
have
You
one
can get them,
friend,
and you guys can play together as a party of 8.
How many survivors can work on a single generator at a time?
4.
up to 4, if you can find a generator
Why would that
has
change?
all 4 sides exposed, of course. You know, some generators only
Why
have
is that
one
even a
or two
question?
sides exposed.
Cool. Rapid fire here. I like this. Are all survivors playable in 2v8?
Yes, all survivors are playable, original and licensed.
That's cool.
Fantastic.
That's cool as fuck.
Thank you, Justin, for sticking with us to answer those. Maybe you have more questions. Feel free to keep them coming.
This is
We'll
why
try
people
answer
need to
as many as
stop
we
bitching
can,
on Twitter too
in
early.
The days
Someone was
ahead,
like,
but,
"Why are they
thank you for
Why are they
submitting
allowing the
questions. Thank you
Kayla
for
but not other survivors?" It's like they
talking
didn't
to us
even let
today.
them announce
People
what
seem psyched.
survivors were
I'm
playable.
psyched.
They just saw
And again,
Michaela
July
in the trailer,
25th,
and people
next
on
week,
Twitter were fucking
You
whining
can start playing 2v8
without even
So
knowing what
we're gonna
survivors were
swap
all
with
going to be
Justin
playable.
out for a dork. Hold on.
Classic Twitter.
And then we'll be back with a more broad, general Q&A. So let's bring out Dork. Thank you, Justin.
Awesome, thank you.
Let's get more into detail now on cross progression.
Yes.
Yes. As we shared at the top of the show today, Cross Progression will be available July 22nd for anyone looking to sync their Dead by Daylight purchases or progress across all of their platforms.
Wow.
Anyone who wants to begin linking their platform can go ahead and start doing that on their behavior account as of today, and then sync them all together on July 22nd when cross progression is enabled. To help with this process and make it smoother, when that time does come, we have a simple how-to video that is easy to digest. It's step by step, so that you can go ahead and get cross progression set up for you. So look out for that on our website and on our socials on July 19th.
Yes. And so for those looking for your
Damn.
specific platform of choice, what the details are, we've prepared a lovely little grid. We're just going to walk through it right now so everyone has the same level of info. There it is. A lot of green check marks. We love to see it. So you see for PlayStation and for Xbox, for Steam, Epic, and Microsoft Store. They
DLC
all
and everything,
all
huh?
systems go for shared progression, shared inventory, shared paid currency, and shared DLC. Switch does allow shared
Wow.
progression and shared inventory, but we're unable to support at this time shared paid currency and shared DLC with a caveat. If you're coming from another platform to Switch, you can bring that content with you, that DLC with you. So that is the only real
Wonder if that's a
caveat there.
Nintendo thing.
A lot of green checks. So if you need this is going to be posted up on our social accounts pretty soon. Maybe it already has been. Who knows?
Probably Nintendo, yeah.
So that
I
is
don't know what I'm
detail.
going to do. I don't know if I'm going to switch to
And, yeah,
PC
we'll
or
pass it
stay
back
on
over to you.
PlayStation.
Yeah, so if after all of that, that was a lot of information. If you have any questions, we do have a handy dandy FAQ for you that covers all
don't
of
know what
that.
to
So
do,
go ahead
man.
and check out our socials or the website so you can see everything there is to know about that.